Wouldn't it be great if your neighbor was Wally Dallenbach, the Keystone Beer Winston Cup driver?
Wally, great car.
Want to take it for a spin, Dave? A spin?
And keep her under 170, Dave.
170?
See Wally Dallenbach, or possibly his neighbor Dave, race the Keystone Beer stock car in the Winston Cup Series.
Well, how'd you drive, Dave?
Well, she drifts a little in 3. No problem. But we need to bleed the brakes.
Wouldn't that be great?
Fasten your seatbelt. It's time to go play in the snow. Because it's time for the Dakota Midwinter Blowout, featuring the mid-size Dodge Dakota 4x4 Club Cab. An available 230 horsepower Magnum V8 makes it a real snow thrower. And we can throw in almost $3,200 in total savings, too. Right now, our selection is big, but it won't last long. So get to the Dakota Midwinter Blowout now, before it blows out of town. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Just because you're not in Tucson doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy the Rockies' official 1993 spring training game program. Pick up yours today at the Rockies Dugout Store in Fort Collins, Greeley, and at 1730 Sherman Street in downtown Denver. For more information, call 303-832-8326. I've got mine here. Do you have yours? Did you get a copy?
I have mine.
Did you buy it?
I'll tell you one thing.
$3.50.
They're terrific.
Did you get it free or did you have to pay?
I got mine the same place you got yours.
You bet. We never reach, right? Short pockets. They really are nice. The color is fabulous. Yes. You should have one. Your viewers at home, you should have one.
Jim McNamara will lead it off for the Giants here in the top of the 5th inning. Facing Lance Painter. McNamara owns a double. He is 1 for 1. He doubled off of David Need with 2 out in the 2nd inning. McNamara, a solid defensive player, has always had trouble, no matter what league he's been in, swinging the bat. And that's a strike.
Illiteracy is a locked door to opportunities and to dreams. Through its Illiteracy Pass It On program, Coors is giving nearly 500,000 Americans the key to literacy. Be a volunteer tutor, learn to read, call the Coors Literacy Hotline. That number is 1-800-626-4601. Now go get a card and paper and I'll give you that number again in a minute.
And McNamara is 2 for 2, a solid single into right field.
All right, that number once again, the Coors Literacy Hotline is 1-800-626-4601. Make that call.
So after breezing through 3 hitters in the 4th, Lance Painter allows a single here to McNamara to lead it off, and Dave Anderson will pinch hit, and we're going to have a pinch runner for McNamara, and it is not going to be Mike Benjamin, and that's the number for Mike Benjamin, but trust me, that is not Mike Benjamin. Pinch running. A lot of times in spring training, what will happen is the Major League Club will bring a number of minor league players along, and they'll throw them a uniform. And that's great, except it makes it pretty tough on us. And that's a strike.
It makes it a challenge.
To Dave Anderson. Anderson with the Dodgers last year. This is his 2nd stint with the Giants. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. And they've got the base runner picked on. The big cat. And no, what have they done? They've called it a balk? Yes, they have. Painter called for the balk. Let's see normal speed, what Painter did. Let's see if he comes to a full set position. He sure did. He stepped toward home and threw to first, and that's a ball. Good call by the umpires. You must step towards first base. Inside to Anderson, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Steve Hosey. Rockies lead 5-1 here in the top of the 5th. Painter to the plate, and it's chopped foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. When you see the base runner, those guys that they bring from the minor leagues look young, and that's a young looking man.
Yes, he is.
1-2. Painter to the plate. Got him. Good changeup by Lance Painter, and Anderson goes down swinging. Well, that's Painter's first strikeout. And you can see how Dave Anderson, fooled by the changeup, couldn't catch up to it. Here's Steve Hosey, who replaced Willie McGee. This will be his first at bat. Hosey, a #1 pick in the draft for the Giants a couple of years back. Those are his numbers in Phoenix last year. And the Giants obviously have high hopes for Hosey. Runners going. Swing and a miss. Throw to third. Won't be in time. And Lance Painter forgot about that base runner at second. So the Giants now with a man at third with 1 out. And the count is 0-2 to Steve Hosey. And Painter gets another one. Another changeup in the dirt. And Hosey goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lance Painter. There you see the ball down low again. Hosey expecting a lot more and then getting that. And that's a wasted at bat if you swing at a pitch that bad. Here's Darren Lewis. Lewis is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Facing Lance Painter for the first time. And he's going to bunt for a hit. Not a bad idea. Painter off the mound, and he double clutched, and a run will score. So Darren Lewis, who possesses great speed, fools the Rockies by bunting with 2 down, and he comes up with a base hit and an RBI. Now, not sure Lance Painter would have had a shot at Darren Lewis had he come up with it cleanly, but once he didn't, there was no chance. Here's J.R. Phillips. And that misses 1-0. So the Giants with a run here in the 5th inning. It is now a 5-2 ball game. Lewis with an average lead at first base. Darren Lewis last year had 28 stolen bases for the Giants, and that was tops on their ball club. Of course, Barry Bonds had 39 last year, but he was with the Pirates, and Lewis goes, and the ball is hit to left field and deep. Clark on the run. He is looking up, and he caught it. Gerald Clark runs it down in left field as he ran up against the wall, and that'll retire the side. The Giants do come up with a run and a couple of hits. We played 4.5 here in Tucson. Rockies 5, Giants 2.
If this much sports can happen in 10 seconds, imagine what can happen in 1 hour. Whether it happens down here or way up there, nobody knows sports like Jim Conrad and Greg Mills. Nobody plays it like you, Denver, but nobody brings it home like us. And that's great news for you.
At Cherokee Dodge, we're turning the whole place upside down for Colorado's biggest factory-authorized truck and van sale on hundreds of trucks, minivans, and custom vans. 4,000 cash back on caravans, 6,000 off custom vans, Dakotas, diesels, club cabs, 2- and 4-wheel drives, new trucks as low as $78.99, 0 down, the highest trades, the lowest prices, because we make it easier than anyone, and nobody beats a Deal and Doug deal, nobody. If you're ever going to buy a car, truck, van, or minivan, this is the time and this is the place. Cherokee Dodge, you'll never buy for less.
Dave Thomas is making a new chicken sandwich for his favorite customer, his daughter Wendy. Introducing Wendy's Monterey Ranch Chicken, a whole breast filet topped with cheese, but not just any cheese, Monterey Jack. Then he whipped up her favorite dressing, creamy ranch loaded with bacon. It was so good, he kind of hated to give it away.
Wendy, it's ready. Oh well, I guess I'll have to eat it myself.
Try Wendy's new Monterey Ranch Chicken Sandwich.
Dad, is it ready yet?
Rockies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Rockies 5, Giants 2. And the catch by Gerald Clark.
Yes, and watch the left arm as he goes against the fence, because when he was coming in, he was carrying it straight down to his side. But he's in the on-deck circle, and it looks as if he's okay.
These walls are not padded, and they are solid brick.
Ooh.
Jeff Brantley to Eric Young, and the pitch is inside, 1-0. Eric Young flied out in the first inning, doubled, scored, and drove home a pair in the third. And that's a strike. Jeff Brantley in his second inning of work here in the fifth. And that misses 2 balls and 1 strike.
You were talking about the bricks? Oh, yes. Not a lot of give.
No cushion. The paint will not cushion you. As Young bluffs a bunt, and it's 3-1. This is the second ball game for the Giants. The first game, obviously, for the Rockies. Giants took it on the chin yesterday in Mesa. The Cubs beat them 10-0. Young on the ground, and Corbett to his left, and he will throw Eric Young out, and that's 1 down here in the fifth. There's Dusty. What do you think Dusty wanted from me today?
Yes, you had a visit. you were talking to him during batting practice behind the cage, and what did he want?
I was carrying my Rockies press guide. He said, "Give me that. I don't know anybody on your ball club." So I kindly handed Dusty my press guide. And this is a new experience for him, seeing a lot of players that he has never seen before, as it has been for us. Gerald Clark 0 for 2 with an RBI. Slide out and grounded out. And a big swing and a miss.
And not only did you play for the Giants, you were one of their broadcasters for the last 6 or 7 years. 7 years? 7 years?
This would have been my 8th. And terrific town, San Francisco, as you well know. Check swing, and that bounces foul. Gerald Clark. Starting to see some players warming up down the right field line. And I don't know what Don Baylor's thoughts are about this game, but he will make some changes. He wanted to get some of his starters at least 3 at-bats, and of course for Gerald Clark this is his 3rd at-bat, and that's a strike. It's a split finger, and Gerald Clark didn't particularly agree with Gary Darling. It's the 2nd strikeout for Brantley. There's the split finger. And at times, Charlie, it almost looks unhittable. And that's why
that was one of the times.
And that's why that pitch is so effective. Here's the big cat, Andres Galarraga. He has popped out to center field twice. He is 0 for 2. And he gets jammed, and it's Royce Clayton who will throw on to first, and it's an easy inning for Jeff Brantley. Well, we've played 5 here at High Corbett Field in Tucson. It's the Rockies 5 and the Giants 2.
$45, even 45 says, even 46 per pound, $4,700 pound, one time, young 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10, give me 10, a 20 bid, give me 20 now, 30, give me 30 now, 40 bid, give me 40 now, 50, give me 50 now, 60 bid, give me 60 now, 70, give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's time to go play in the snow. Because it's time for the Dakota Midwinter Blowout, featuring the mid-size Dodge Dakota 4x4 Club Cab. An available 230 horsepower Magnum V8 makes it a real snow thrower. And we can throw in almost $3,200 in total savings, too. Right now, our selection is big, but it won't last long. So get to the Dakota Midwinter Blowout now, before it blows out of town. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Domino's Pizza is doing something special for you and the Colorado Rockies. Call Domino's now and order your Rocky Special, a large, delicious one-item pizza of your choice for only $9.99. Delivered free to your door, piping hot. With each Rocky Special, Domino's will donate a portion of the sale to the Colorado Rockies Youth Foundation. You'll hit a home run every time with the Domino's Pizza Rocky Special. Get in the game. Call your neighborhood Domino's now.
Why use Valvoline Motor Oil? For their race cars and their own cars, Valvoline is the #1 choice of race mechanics, from Indy 500 to Daytona 500 to NHRA to Baja to SCCA.
Rockies fans, stay at the Hyatt downtown and save, save, save. Kids stay free in their parents' room or at 1/2 off in an adjoining room. So call for reservations today. That's the Hyatt downtown.
One change for the Rockies. Patrick Lennon will come in and replace Andres Galarraga. So Patrick Lennon will be at first base, and he will be in the cleanup slot. Another name that a lot of people are talking about, Patrick Lennon. Here's Greg Colbert, and that pitch is high from Lance Painter. This, for Lance Painter, is his 3rd inning of work. And that's down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Painter came in to start the 4th inning, replacing David Need. And that's a wee bit outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Talking about Patrick Lennon, 6'2", 200 pounds, signed as a free agent by the Rockies. That's a strike. He has spent some time in the big leagues, 91 with Seattle, 92 with Seattle. On the ground, and Tatum. He gets up in the dirt, and yes! A couple of terrific plays, one by Jim Tatum, and the other by the guy we're just talking about.
And you wondered at the beginning of the day and said Jim Tatum is going to be at third. Is this an opportunity for him? Is he just basically a utility man? Well, the way he's been playing today, he has certainly made his mark in the opening game of spring training.
And
Lennon digs it out.
What a great play. This is grounded, and it's going to be a base hit. Mark Carrion with an infield single. So Mark Carrion swings at the first pitch by Lance Painter, and he just beats this ball right into the ground at home plate. See, he doesn't take a stride, and he had enough topspin on it that it dribbled down the third base line and died. So carry on with an infield hit.
And the batter is Jeff Brantley, the pitcher.
And Brantley will be sacrificing, and he takes a strike. Brantley with a 111 batting average last year. His starts came in the month of September, so he did not acquire too many at-bats, and he bunts this one off the screen. You'll hear us say it a lot throughout the course of this season. Pitchers that can move runners along can help themselves considerably. Right now for Brantley, if he can get that guy in a scoring position, a base hit will drive him home. And that pitch is up high. There's carry on with the infield hit. And Brantley trying to get him down to second. Wendell Kim coaching third. There's the bunt. Painter's got to play at second. He goes there to first. Double play. And the play was made by Lance Painter, who got rid of it, and that ends the inning. After 5.5, Rockies 5, Giants 2.
Brad Erzinger is a lucky guy. Not because he can hit the ball a mile, or because his short game is outstanding, or that his putting is all that great. He's lucky because he won Lotto and invested the money in his business, which gave him enough spare time to take up the sport he's always wanted to play.
Tennis. I've always wanted to play tennis.
Dave Thomas is making a new chicken sandwich for his favorite customer, his daughter Wendy. Introducing Wendy's Monterey Ranch Chicken, a whole breast filet topped with cheese, but not just any cheese, Monterey Jack. Then he whipped up her favorite dressing, creamy ranch loaded with bacon. It was so good, he kind of hated to give it away.
Wendy, it's ready. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to eat it myself.
Try Wendy's new Monterey Ranch Chicken Sandwich.
Dad, is it ready yet?
They're the toughest team we'll face all year.
Rockies manager Don Baylor talks about Rocky Mountain News baseball reporters Tracy Ringlesby and Jack Etkin.
You ought to see the stats on these guys.
Rocky Mountain News reporter Tracy Ringlesby writes a nationally syndicated baseball column and is past president of the Baseball Writers of America. News reporter Jack Etkin's stats include the writing of a book on Kansas City baseball players.
No team covers baseball like the Rocky Mountain News. Guys, move around a little bit. Let's go.